So most of my days are spent having multiple tabs open as I surf the web, searching for any type of motivation and inspiration. This is why phase 1 of my creative process is all about the heartbeat. I should mention that when I'm in the zone, that means I found my sweet spot during my creative process. And also note that I have a very strong talent for being able to sit for long periods of time without getting distracted. But that's why I got this sit stand desk. You can check out everything about my desk and what it does and everything on it by just clicking on the cards above. I noticed that I tend to bounce from device to device. So at any moment I can be on my MacBook and monitor setup as I get on YouTube and I search different creators within my niche and just see what's going on there, or search for random inspiration. Or I could be on my iPad Pro as I get on my Procreate app because I need to sketch out a lot of my inspiration, especially for my clothing brand, so that I can get all of that stuff out of my headspace. Then I'll hop on my iPhone and I'll get on Instagram and I'll get on TikTok and I'll see what's trending on both of those apps. What sounds are people using in Reels and all that good stuff. And then obviously the cycle continues. The heartbeat of this creative process is that everything that I need to move on happens during the inspiration and motivational part of my process. So typically after research, I try to rest my eyes as much as possible. And that's the whole point of getting this desk chair. Now, that doesn't even last long because once I'm in the zone, I'm kind of like a puppy getting the zoomies. Now, at this point, I start my prep work, and the prep work begins with picking out which business I'm going to work on first. Ultimately, that tends to be mayhemmorgan.com, which is my blog. And on the blog, believe it or not, it takes a lot of brain power to even formulate one single blog post. Now, did I mention that this creative process can be very quick, or this process can be a tunnel of days where I am processing and then I eat and then I sleep, I blank stare out my window, and then I get back to work. The good news is once I reach this drifting phase into the unknown, that means that I've most likely already double checked my double checked work already. And now we're getting into the next phase of my creative process, which is time blocking. Now, this part is important, so please pay attention. Time blocking should be very beneficial to the audience that you serve. So with me being a serial entrepreneur and dabbling into different fields, my audience is very similar across those fields, but I have to attend to them separately. So let me break this down for you guys and how I actually do my time blocking. So my lifestyle content, honestly, overall, it tends to do better in the evenings. So I schedule Pinterest pins and my TikToks during the evenings, most likely the late evenings. So anytime after like 9 p.m. And my blog content, which is on mayhemmorgan.com, is usually scheduled in the mornings. And then I advertise my blogs around the normal 9-to-5ers work schedule. So the mornings before they leave for work, around those times, around lunch break times, and around after work times, because my blog content is word driven and most people that read my blogs operate during those times. Now, my YouTube content typically tends to be scheduled in the evenings, the early evenings. So maybe between 5 and 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the reason I do that is because I noticed that in the evenings, my YouTube content takes off a little bit quicker as far as views than in the morning times. And I post 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Hopefully, hold me accountable. Now, my clothing brand content is scheduled for the mornings and the afternoons on Instagram. The reason I post in the mornings and the evenings on Instagram is because I like to post in the morning rush of Instagram, meaning maybe before 10 a.m. And then in the afternoons around 12 to 2 p.m. I tend to post because that's when I get the most engagement on my brand page. And then with that, I post freely in my Instagram stories. So anything from updates or reposts or things that I think are interesting for the audience that I serve through my brand's imaging. Honestly, the scheduling gets done pretty fast because I know my audience and I've started to pay even more attention to my analytics. Now, even though I have the analytics, I know how my audience operates. So I don't completely go with my audience analytics based on every different platform, but I do, however, make sure that I take some time to try out those analytics, the data behind that, and see what happens. So wait, here is the last phase, and I like to call this phase crowd surfing and advertising. Crowd surfing, it seems very simple. Advertising seems very simple. However, I've done the work. I've scheduled the work. I've written every single blog post that I need for like a month. I know what I'm going to post on my Instagram. I know what I'm going to post on Pinterest. I know what I'm going to post on TikTok. But did I actually talk to my audience? Did I actually speak to them? This phase is where I go crazy and I start commenting on old posts. I go back and check comments that I haven't replied to. I go on other people's Pinterest accounts. I go on other people's TikTok accounts and Instagram accounts, and I comment. And I only comment on posts that are relevant. Obviously, I wouldn't be on a page that isn't relevant to my niche or my audience, so I comment on like-minded individuals' content. Now, another crucial part about the crowd surfing and advertising is making sure that I stay relevant within my niche. So I stalk hashtags. I know, but I promise you it makes sense. I stalk relevant hashtags. I see what's going on in my field, and I use that to my advantage by being able to go live on my Instagram stories or being able to post content based on the relevancy of my niche or niches. And that is the power of crowd surfing and advertising, is making sure that your engagement rate stays up and people are constantly funneling in, and making sure that you are on the radar of other people's accounts. So what's your creative process like? Because I honestly want to know, because mine is kind of like organized chaos. And my organized chaos is great for me, but it might not work for you as an individual. So I would really love to know what your creative process is like, and please let me know in the comment section below. And I hope that you stick around. I hope that you subscribe to this channel. I hope that you give this video a thumbs up, and even better, share this video with your audience. Sharing is caring. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.